Okay, so this is just a little bit more linear inequalities, and this time it's when we're dealing with standard form. I'm going to show you two ways to do this. Both are great, but it's kind of nice to understand both. Okay, so the first way is I know how to graph this in standard form. I can just use my intercepts. So if in this case, if x is equal to 0, y is equal to -2, and if y is equal to 0, x is equal to 5. So we could graph it that way. We could graph our line that way. So here's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, here's -2, my intercepts. So there's my line, right, through those dots, right? There's my line, and it's equal to, right? That's what this does. Now we need to do the greater than part. And when it's in standard form, what you need to do is you need to pick a point not on the line. So I'm going to pick 0, 0, because 0, 0 is awesome, right? And here's why. If I substitute 0, 0 in over here, right, then I get the inequality that, well, 0 minus, right, 0 minus 0 is greater than or equal to 10. Is that true? Nope, not true. So I'm going to shade below the line, shade away from that point. Because if I shaded above, then that would mean this was part of the solution, which is not. So one way I could do this is to graph it in standard form the way I know how, and then determine what side of the line I should shade by picking the origin, plugging it in, and seeing if it works. Since it didn't work, we shade away from the origin. Okay. Another thing I could do is I could solve it using by converting it, right? So I could take this equation and convert it. So I'd have -5y is equal to greater than or equal to -2x plus 10, divide by -5, divide by -5. And if you divide by a negative, remember that inequality sign flips, I get 2/5 x minus 2. Now, here's my inequality that I can graph, that I know how to graph with y-intercept -2, a slope of 2/5, same line, right? And then it's less than, so we shade below, same thing, right? So to recap real quickly, there's two ways to graph inequalities in standard form. Graph them like normal, then pick a point. I always pick the origin to determine if you should what side of the line you should shade on, or convert it. You just have to be really careful if you divide by a negative.